It's hard. People like to define it as being a war, and that's probably a fair assessment. But we're fighting this war with 3 or 4 guys against hundreds here in Lewis County.
Out of an average of about 65 to 70 county inmates, now we house an additional 28 state inmates. They can fall under there as well. But out of just those county inmates, I would say all but 3 to 4 that are just failure to appear in court or failure to show up on a warrant, unrelated to drugs. But the rest is probably a 95–96% drug-related charges.
It has greatly affected our community. I don't know a family that's not been affected by this epidemic. It's hit here. It's not only here; it's everywhere. But you know, it's in our community, whether we want to believe that or not. But it's here, and it's something we've got to face.
Now, it could just be that I'm more aware of some of it, but it appears to me in the last, I would say 15 years or so, that there is more drug use, pills, prescription pill use, than there was in the past, and a younger audience that's participating.
You know, a lot of crimes that we see now here in the city especially is all related to drug activity. You know, where it be small thefts to, you know, we've had a few robberies. Marijuana now is not an arrestable offense. We cite them, let them go. That's where the drugs went to now, you know, and it's just went downhill.
It's bad everywhere, don't get me wrong. You know, here it might be pain pills, and, you know, Arizona it might be methamphetamine. Arizona, you might have 80 AA meetings, you know, in a 5-block radius, whereas here, you might have 2 or 3 a week now, which last year, you know, you wouldn't have any. So, you know, that might bring the statistics, you know, up or down for this county. From what I've seen, yeah, it's a horrible county, but the drugs are everywhere. You know, your geographical change ain't gonna help nothing. If you're not happy being sober, you'll find something to use.
I know how drugs have affected the parishioners in our small parish. It's a process that can lead one to lose hope, you know, as they watch their loved one get further and further along in the disease. I think it affects families and children, especially when there's a lack of stability in the home, when parents are using or abusing alcohol and drugs. And I think as the drug abuse continues through generations, it becomes kind of a way of life for folks, and there's no stability at all, and that affects everything. It affects everybody in the community then, when you don't have stable family life or any kind of structure around that.
I became an addict. I've lost 2 brothers and sisters to drugs and alcohol. Everybody said, as long as you don't drink, you'll be fine. So I got on pills. I've been on pills for about 7 to 10 years. It's just took over. It really has.
A lot of people don't get a second chance. And I got my second chance. I took up both hands and have me here today. Because walking to hell, now somebody die right there, you just walk around them, it don't bother you a bit, you know, being in them kind of places. And I've had a lot of good friends die of the disease, because it was very, very bad. But for myself, it's for me tremendous. I can't say enough what it means to me to be straight today.
Well, you know, recovery takes you from being a taker to being a giver, and that's one of the things that the 12 Steps do. I was a highly successful golf professional, and I got addicted to prescription painkillers, mainly OxyContin. It was about a 10-year slow fade, but I ended up in the gutter. And through the process of ending up in the gutter and experiencing a great deal of pain and desperation in my life, I found my way into the rooms of recovery. In the process of getting clean and working a 12-step program, I became passionate about helping other addicts to get clean. It's one of those things where I just kind of feel compelled and obligated.
New Beginnings been, a recovery facility for drug addicts that want to get their lives back on track. But the New Beginnings, I think, is going to be a plus for our community. I think that David White, that's going to run that, is showed tremendous will and power that he wants to see it done. He's doing it all in his free time, as most of us are.
The city and everybody on the coalition has done all we can to get this facility for you, and I would like to see anybody in need at all to use the facility and feel free to use it. And if they have any trouble, just give us a call. We'll help them out any way we can.
When I wanted to get help, there's no help. I tried to get into rehab. I literally got the phone book and called every place I could, told them my story, and they're all like, got a medical card? No. You got $10,000? No. We can't help you. I literally begged and pleaded. I said, look, I'm going to die if I don't get help. And it was just like a joke. The
New Beginnings place, I think, is a good start. I know people around here don't have a place to go when they're on drugs. I think that would give them a place to go and hopefully, and give them an out. The thing about it is when people do drugs, is once they get off of them, their friends, who they think are their friends, is the people they go back to. Well, guess what they're still doing? Is drugs. They're in a no-win situation. They're not going to quit. The only way that you're going to get these people off these drugs is you're going to get them in a different environment than what they're used to. And
my plan is to get far away from this county because it is nothing but one big freaking dope house. I swear.
I've had 15 months sobriety. I've had 11 months sobriety. I've had 8 months sobriety and almost 40 days sobriety. So I've tried several times. I've buried two close friends here in this county because one wasn't bad on drugs, but the other one, I buried him the second night he tried OxyContin. Even though he could drink and take other substances with the best. But, I remember him saying to me the night before, I see why you like these now.
The cycle of drug abuse and addiction and alcoholism is a whole mindset. It's a whole lifestyle, and the kids have to break out of that. They have to be around people who are not using or abusing. They have to hear the message, that this isn't happening in everybody's home because they think so. That's what they're used to. So, they think their home is just like everybody else's, but that's not the case. So they have to get away from that and get some stability. They can get it through school, through places like the Boys and Girls Club, and then through caring adults around them and their faith communities. So they have to be surrounded with that strong base of support.